Yeah. Well, there's another person that I used to either look up to or enjoy watching. I can't do this anymore. All the people that I used to watch on YouTube are turning into assholes. I don't know what to say right now. Especially at the beginning of a video. I don't know what to say. All I'm going to say is just based off everything that I've seen. At least in the past couple months. From Shay Carl. I am now no longer following him or any of the things that he does. It's just, he's turning into an asshole. And I used to look up to him. I'll admit, yes, some people are assholes because they have to protect themselves. And they have to make sure that they stay, you know, safe and all that. But this is not what this is. He's willingly putting himself out there to be an asshole. In the last few months, he's started pulling the, oh, everybody's trans and trans people are taking over bullshit. Claiming agendas and stuff. He's flip-flopped back and forth on abortions. Initially saying, I don't support him, but then turning around and saying, when he got called out for it, says, oh, now I support him for certain instances, which is what a lot of Democrats were saying from the beginning. Now, I'm not saying which side I'm on for that, but if you're going to say something like that, have some conviction and find a way to back up what you're saying. Give scientific fucking research behind what you're saying. Instead of just blindly following like sheep. I mean, he's here making posts that can be seen as transphobic. He's making posts that can be seen as racist or somewhat racist. I mean, depending on how you read into this one, it could be, seen as, leaning into certain ideologies, depending on how you read into this. And here's the post about anti-abortion. If you can read through that. And then down here in the comments, he flip-flops. Well, I want to clarify. I'm not taking political sides, beer. I need to learn to speak. I'm not taking political sides here when I'm talking about that. B, I still don't think politics talk in my chat is a good thing. I just brought that up to say that's the reason I'm no longer following him. C, I just want to clarify that I do not think it is my responsibility to tell other people what they can or cannot do with their own bodies. That's the only thing I'm going to say about that. Now, seeing as, it's election year here in the U.S., and seeing as, election, the presidential election is going to be happening in November. The only other thing that I am going to say, I am going to be voting. I'm not saying who I'm voting for. I suggest that anyone else who is able to vote not only goes out and votes, but also does their research prior to going out and voting. Don't just vote for somebody because of, one thing, regardless of whether it's, this, that, or the other. Do your research on the candidates, and if you agree with them enough, vote for them. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying who I'm voting for. I'm not saying this person good or this person bad. I am saying do your duty, go out and vote, and I said duty. But yeah. Now, I do want to say there is a reason certain things have not come up in my videos. Like what happened with Trump, for example. The 2 attempts that happened never came up in any of my videos. Any of Trump's policies, who is running for president, who I agree with politically. None of that comes up because I just don't talk politics. If I wanted to talk politics, I would run for office and I would say it in the video. I don't talk politics because I just choose not to talk politics. That is my choice to not talk politics. Now, here's the thing. I don't mind if other people talk politics. I just don't want people talking politics on my videos. My videos are not the place for people to be talking politics. The only time I do talk politics on my channel is when it comes to things like equality, things like equal rights. And, well, quite frankly, I barely even talk equal rights on my channel as is. I've gone to a lot of pride parades. All right? I've gone to a few pride parades in the past. I filmed the riots when they were happening. But here's the thing. I film the events, whatever it is that's happening. I film the events. I don't give my opinion on it. Now, I am the kind of person where I do believe equal rights for people is a good thing. And I will say, regardless of the situation, I try and treat people with respect. I try. When it comes to the phone call I made today, because I said in yesterday's video that I was going to be stopping in, I didn't stop in today to talk to my the corporate area of my apartment. I did not stop into the corporate area, but I did make the phone call. And I will say the person that I spoke with was a complete and utter asshat. No respect whatsoever. Hung up on me, interrupted me, talked over me, had to get the last word, didn't want to hear what I had to say, which means one of two things is going to happen. Either shit's going to change, or I'm going to make shit change, one way or the other. Because when it comes to my apartment, Like, I understand a little bit of noise. I get noise. People move around, people live. Sometimes, you know, if somebody's hand washing dishes like you have to do in my apartment, sometimes people make noise when they're washing dishes. I get that. If somebody's loading a dishwasher, sometimes people make noise. Sometimes somebody drops something. Sometimes somebody has to put a nail in the wall to hold a picture up. I get that. I'm not worried about noise every once in a while. What I am worried about is if somebody's arguing for between 6 and 8 hours a night, starting right at 10 when quiet hours start, and it gets physical enough to not only be heard several doors down, I can feel it vibrating my apartment. Another issue that I have is the elevator. My apartment has 2 elevators. Because this is a multi-story building, and it's kind of got to have the elevators for the people that live here that can't walk unassisted. So it's got to have the elevators. And the elevators aren't working. I didn't even get a chance to report that when I called in today because of how much of an asshole the person talking was. I got hung up on, and I called right back, got the same person, and they, even though I didn't swear, they accused me of swearing and said that's why they hung up on me. And then they started swearing at me, which, what the fuck? So they're there basically to get money and not use that money and not put it back into the apartments. They allow people to hang out in front, shooting guns and shooting up drugs. And I had somebody the other day where I'm just walking to the door. I'm pretty much right in front of where I live, and there's somebody just standing there shooting up, and they pull a taser out as I walk by and start zapping it towards me, trying to intimidate me. Shit like that. I don't want to be involved in other people's stupidity. And this shit's affecting me. I hate being the person to complain about shit. Like, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. One of my neighbors is playing music loud. It's 8 o'clock at night-ish. That I can understand. I play my music loud sometimes. I've got a note on my door saying, if my music is too loud, let me know. Otherwise, leave me alone. If I'm too loud, let me know. I treat other people the same way, but with what happens with my neighbor and they're arguing, there's no getting through to that person. I don't want to get involved in their bullshit. I don't want to have them start attacking me for no reason. And shit's not getting done. The one thing I don't like about this haircut, I got like that one little strip of hair where the hair just sticks up. I gotta do that. The new 4K camera. and it's on autofocus right now, just so I don't have to keep reaching over and hitting a button somewhere to manually focus it. And it keeps going out of focus and then comes back into focus. Even though it's already focused on me, if I move around, it finds other stuff to focus on. But yeah, so no politics talk on my channel. There's reasons why I don't talk about it, and I'm not getting into it because I don't want to get the argument. So if anyone talks about politics, for the most part, that comment's getting blocked or removed or whatever. At the very least, if I don't get a lot of comments, great, I can just remove them. If I get a lot of politics talks, I'm closing the comment section down for my videos. It's all on you. If you leave the politics talks out of my chat, you got nothing to worry about. If you're able to keep shit respectful, I'll consider it. If you're sitting there wanting to take people's rights away or being racist or homophobic or something similar, I'm just closing the comments down, period.